Hi guys, how's it going? It's Nathbet.com here. It's game week 28. Happy days. We've won some money at last. Last week, if you followed the double, very lucky on the treble as well, but we got the double. We got that up. Nice 2.5 point profit for everybody involved. Hope you clicked onto the site and saw the special tips that we advertised on Twitter and on Facebook, and I hope you got on board with that lovely double. We're going to make more money this week, guys. Double, treble, and fourfold as normal. We'll go straight on with the double because I want to get that out of the way first. Newcastle, who are straight into the last 16 of the UEFA Cup tonight. Yes, they played a full strength side, however they've got a few days rest. They're back at St James's Park and they face Southampton at home. We're tipping Newcastle to win this one. It's not going to be a classic by any means. It could be, a 1-0 or a 2-1. It's going to be a scrappy game. We don't really care whether it's a nice game or not. We just want the 3 points, and I think that's exactly what Newcastle are going to deliver. 15-13 about Newcastle. Southampton's away form has been pretty good actually, but they haven't been winning. They've been drawing more than winning. However, I just think the trip up to St James's Park would be too much. Mohamed Sissoko and the French Revolution in Newcastle have been absolutely excellent, and I fully expect them to get the 3 points on offer on Sunday. The second game on Sunday, West Ham against Spurs. Spurs, again, that last minute Dembele goal got them through into the last 16. I fancy them to recover from midweek and go to West Ham, who have been awful as of late, really, really poor. Sam Allardyce in plenty of trouble, and I think that Spurs is going to be too much for them at the end of the day. Spurs 6-5 against West Ham. I know we tipped them to beat West Brom a couple of weeks ago. They did that. 6-5 about Spurs. Very, very nice price. I think Gareth Bale could run riot at the Berlin ground. That gives us a 3.7 to 1 double with Bet Victor. Bet Victor actually the best odds on all three of our bets this week, guys. So get on Bet Victor. Happy days. Okay, on to the treble. Much maligned Manchester City in plenty of problems. Roberto Mancini under lots and lots of pressure. I don't think he'll be there come the start of next season. However, they've got back to winning ways, okay, albeit against Leeds at home in the FA Cup. But the Aguero-Tevez partnership of old looks like that's going to make a resurgence sooner rather than later. I think he's going to stick to his guns and just play his best side. End of the day, he needs to win every game, or near enough to every game to keep his job. And I think that's what Roberto Mancini will be banking on. Chelsea come to town, okay, very, very good side. However, I just think that they went away to Newcastle, they got beat. I think Manchester City well rested. I mean, it's strange not seeing Chelsea or Manchester City in midweek action this week. It was crazy, but both well rested. I fancy the home side. I fancy Manchester City. They're available at even money. 2 games of the Championship, guys, to finish off the treble. First of all, Cardiff, who lost in midweek. They lost, shock loss really, at home to Brighton, but Brighton on the up and up. I think that they will recover against probably the worst, well, definitely the worst home side in the last 6 games in the Championship, and that's Wolverhampton Wanderers. They are going down very, very quickly. If they don't watch it, they're going to be in a relegation battle. In fact, they probably are in a relegation battle. I think they'll probably just about survive. However, Cardiff, top of the table, going away to Wolves. I really like Cardiff. They're available at 6-4. We're going to take them at 6-4. I'm going to finish that off with Middlesbrough against Millwall. Now, Middlesbrough have been horrendous this year, really, especially away from home. Absolutely awful. However, they did have a positive result in midweek. They drew 0-0 at Burnley, which was a decent result, and even though their away form has been abysmal, their home form is what's kept them in the race for the playoffs, and they're going to have to rely on that home form if they are going to get 5th or 6th spot in the end. They face a Millwall side who are fantastic at home, but away from home, definitely not that. Millwall against Middlesbrough 11-10 to win that game. I'm going to take Middlesbrough at 11-10 to beat Millwall at home, which gives us a very, very tasty treble at 8.9 to 1. You might get 9 to 1 treble again with Bet Victor. On to the fourfold, guys, back into the Premier League to finish off. Everton, I fully expect to go, like I say, well rested, to go to Norwich and win. These are the type of games that Everton go and nick 1 or 2-0. I think Fellaini hasn't been on song since his return from injury. I fancy him to grab a goal or 2. Everton are the best of form lately. 3-3 draw against Villa, 2-0 loss against Manchester United, only a 2-2 draw in the FA Cup against Oldham, but that still doesn't deter me from backing them against Norwich. Norwich have been solid. They've had 2 0-0 draws, but they haven't been scoring. I think they're going to need to score if they're going to get anything from this game. But I fancy Everton to win this by 1 or 2 goals. Everton available at 15-13. Bolton against Hull. Hull have been fantastic as of late. They really have. They're in that second place and an automatic promotion spot. Whether they stay there or not, I'm not sure. There's plenty of teams chasing them. However, at the moment, with the form side, we're back form sides here at Nathbet. Hull to beat Bolton to go away. Bolton not the easiest place to go, of course, Reebok Stadium, but Hull at 2-1. I thought that was a really nice price. I fancy them more at 6-4, 5-4 even, with the way they've been playing. But they are at 2-1. I just think that one loss away from home in the last 6 games, culminating, like I say, with that fantastic run that they're under Steve Bruce. The Egyptians are scoring for fun up front. 2-1 about Hull. We're going to take them to beat Bolton Wanderers. Brighton, the informed team in the Championship, along with Hull, they're just outside the playoff place at the moment, but Gus Poyet has done well. He's done a fantastic job, hasn't he, at Brighton. I fully expect them to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. They're going to be challenging Leicester and Middlesbrough for that last 2 promotion spots or playoff spots come the end of the season. They face Burnley, can't read my own writing. Burnley at home. Like I said, Burnley in the 0-0 in midweek. They're a solid side under Eddie Howe, who's obviously gone back there and done a good job. But I just think that Brighton, like I say, we're going to take the form teams, and Brighton, the people, especially at home, 15-13, we're going to take Brighton to win that game. Finishing off with Swindon Town in the news. Paolo Di Canio resigns. Is he going to come back? Is he not going to come back? Obviously lots and lots of media interests, especially wherever Paolo Di Canio goes. But at the end of the day, Swindon are top of the table, and Preston are really struggling, especially away from home. Swindon have been fantastic at home all season, and when they've got a manager, a caretaker manager, no manager, I just fancy them to win it. 4-6 at home, nice price. If they were 4-7, I wouldn't really back them, but 4-6 is pretty good to make up that fourfold. And at the end of the day, if they win, they win. Happy days. That gives us a 20-1 fourfold, guys, with Bet Victor. Again, like I say, very nice prices this week. Make sure you get on board, and we'll speak of some profits next week. Alright guys, see you later. Take care. Bye bye.